coming tonight, and thank you, Chef Dries, for preparing the haggis. It was in 1786 that Robert Burns, poet of Scotland, was having a dinner party at his house. Thank you! With a haggis, because he was a peasant farmer, and in those days the farmers couldn't afford to keep the good parts, so they sold off the good parts of the meat, kept what was left over, and had to come up with a creative way of doing something with them to make it edible. Well, he loved his haggis, and what was also customary at that time is that each person would give a toast when you're at a dinner party. You know, you toast the crops, you toast the host, you toast the whiskey. He came up with a toast to the haggis because he just loved haggis. And as it turned out, a few days later when he published the poem, people really got into it, and it wasn't too long after that that haggis became the national dish of Scotland. Now, Robert Burns wrote well over 600 poems in his very short lifetime. Many of them have been put to music over the years. And probably the greatest example is on New Year's Eve when everyone's singing Auld Lang Syne, you're singing a Robert Burns poem, all right? I've been doing the address to the haggis here for 5 years now, and each year I do something a little bit different. And so for the first time ever, I think, probably anywhere, I'm going to sing the address to the haggis. So before I do that, let me tell you a little bit about it. The address starts off where he's looking at the haggis and saying, you know, it's beautiful, and describing it a little bit and how it reminds him of the hills. And then he grabs his knife, he cleans it up because he's been using it all day, butchering things, slices it open, and all the steam comes out, and this is just wonderful. It's warm, reeking rich. All right, they digs into it, eating so much that they're swollen, and then burp. You know, thankful for that. Then the fun part starts, because Robert Burns decides, well, I like to pick on the French, so he picks on the French, and he runs down French cuisine, saying that it's weak, it doesn't give you any strength, and that they actually look down on simple fare like this, where in fact this will give you the strength to grab a sword and chop off legs and arms and heads of Englishmen all day long. And because of that, he concludes the poem by saying, you know, if God were to grant one prayer, you know, wishful prayer to Scotland, give her a haggis. It gives her the strength. So in the words of Robert Burns, fair fire on the sonsy face, great chieftain o' the puddin' race, aboon them I attack your place, pinch, tripe, and therum. Will are you worthy o' grace as long's my arm? The groaning trencher there you fill, you heard he's like a distant hill, your pin would help to mend a mill in time o' need, while through your pores the dews distill like amber bead. His knife see rustic labour tight, and cut you up with very slight, trenching your gushing entrails bright like ony ditch. Then oh, what glorious sight, warm, reeking rich, is there that our the French ragout and olio that would store sue, or fricassee would make 'em spew with perfect scorner. Look down with sneering, scornful view on sick dinner. Poor devils, see them are their trash, feckless as a withered rash. Their spindle shanks a good whiplash, their kneve a knit. Through bloody flood or field to dash, oh, how unfit. But mark the rustic haggis fed, the trembling earth resounds his tread. Clap in his wally kneve a blade, and hell make it whistle, and legs and arms and heads will sneak like taps o' thistle. And ye powers will make mankind your care, and dish them out their bill of fare. Old Scotland wants nae skinking ware that drops in luggies. But if you wish a grateful prayer, gie her a haggis. To the haggis.
Smell the haggis.
Yeah. Haggis.